Hello and welcome to my channel and Learn English Through Podcast, the podcast where we uncover the fascinating intricacies of the English language, one episode at a time. I'm your host, Emma, a passionate language enthusiast and experienced English teacher. Whether you're tuning in from your car, your kitchen, or your favorite cozy spot, I'm thrilled to have you join me on this journey to mastering English. In today's episode, we're focusing on English conversation. We'll kick things off with a thorough breakdown of the topic, providing clear examples and explanations to help you understand and apply what you learn. For instance, if we're discussing phrasal verbs, I'll explain what they are, how they function in sentences, and give you plenty of examples. Plus, I'll share some common pitfalls and tips to help you use them like a native speaker. And don't worry, it's not all theory. We'll make sure to include practical exercises and real-life scenarios so you can practice along with us. This isn't just about listening, it's about engaging and interacting with the content. So, grab a notebook if you can, and jot down any new words or phrases. Remember, active participation is key to language retention. But this podcast isn't just a one-way street, it's a community. I encourage you to get involved and share your thoughts, questions, and experiences. You can connect with us on social media, Learn English Perfectly podcast channel. We love hearing from you, and your feedback helps us tailor the content to better meet your needs. As we wrap up this introduction, I want to remind you that language learning is a journey. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to feel challenged. The important thing is to keep going, keep practicing, and keep exploring. With each episode, we'll uncover a little more about the English language and, hopefully, make it a bit easier and more enjoyable for you to learn. So, without further ado, let's dive into today's topic is understand but not speaking. Get ready to expand your vocabulary, sharpen your grammar, and discover the nuances of English. I'm Emma, and this is Learn English Through Podcast. Let's get started. As we continue to delve into the nuances of understanding versus speaking a language, let's consider the impact of different learning environments on language acquisition. Sarah, can you explain how formal language classes compare to informal learning environments like language exchange meetups or self-study?
Both formal and informal learning environments have their unique benefits and limitations. Formal language classes offer structured learning, comprehensive curriculum, and access to experienced instructors. They provide a systematic approach to grammar, vocabulary, and speaking practice, often in a supportive classroom setting. However, formal classes might not always offer enough speaking practice or real-life application opportunities. In contrast, informal environments, such as language exchange meetups or self-study, provide more flexibility and practical experience. Language exchange allows learners to practice speaking with native speakers in a relaxed setting, which can help with conversational skills and cultural insights. Self-study, through tools like language apps or immersion techniques, enables learners to focus on their specific interests and needs. While informal methods might lack structure, they offer valuable opportunities for authentic language use and can complement formal education.
It sounds like a combination of both approaches could be very effective. Integrating structured learning with real-life practice and personal interests seems like a well-rounded strategy. Moving on, how can learners tailor their practice to address specific speaking challenges, such as pronunciation or fluency?
Tailoring practice to address specific challenges requires identifying the areas where you struggle the most. For pronunciation issues, working with a speech therapist or using pronunciation-focused apps can be helpful. Recording and comparing your speech to native speakers can also aid in pinpointing and correcting pronunciation errors. Fluency, on the other hand, often improves with increased speaking practice. Engaging in regular, Spontaneous conversations, using language exchange partners, or participating in discussion groups can help. Additionally, practicing speaking on various topics, including those that challenge your vocabulary or grammar, can enhance overall fluency.
Addressing these challenges directly with targeted practice seems essential for improvement. Let's discuss the role of feedback in the learning process. How can learners effectively seek and utilize feedback to enhance their speaking skills?
Feedback is crucial for growth and improvement. Learners should seek feedback from a variety of sources, including teachers, tutors, language partners, and even through self-assessment. When receiving feedback, it's important to approach it with an open mind and a willingness to improve. Focus on constructive feedback that provides specific suggestions for improvement rather than just general comments. Utilizing feedback involves implementing the suggestions into your practice. For example, if feedback highlights a recurring grammar mistake, make a conscious effort to correct it during conversations. Regularly reviewing feedback and tracking progress can help in addressing persistent issues and monitoring improvement. It's also helpful to request feedback on specific aspects, such as pronunciation or fluency, to get targeted advice.
Using feedback effectively can really accelerate progress. Let's also touch on the role of motivation in language learning. How can learners stay motivated, especially when they face setbacks or plateaus?
Maintaining motivation is key to overcoming setbacks and plateaus. Setting clear, meaningful goals and regularly reminding yourself of why you want to learn the language can keep you focused. Finding ways to make the learning process enjoyable, such as incorporating hobbies or interests into your practice, can also help. Additionally, celebrating small successes and milestones, no matter how minor they may seem, can boost morale. Joining a community of language learners or finding a study buddy can provide support and encouragement. Engaging with the language in fun and diverse ways like cooking recipes, watching movies, or traveling can reignite passion and interest. Lastly, remember that language learning is a long-term journey with its ups and downs, and perseverance is often the key to achieving fluency.
Keeping motivation high is crucial, especially when facing challenges. It's clear that a positive mindset and engaging learning practices play a significant role in success. Before we conclude, let's explore the impact of different types of language exposure. How does exposure to various dialects or accents influence speaking skills?
Exposure to different dialects and accents can greatly enhance your language skills by broadening your understanding and adaptability. It helps learners become more flexible in their comprehension and pronunciation as they become familiar with regional variations and colloquial expressions. Listening to and practicing with a variety of accents can improve your ability to understand different speakers and make your own speech more versatile. For example, if you're learning English, exposure to British, American, Australian, and other English dialects can improve your overall listening skills and pronunciation. It's also beneficial for understanding the cultural contexts and nuances that come with different dialects. However, it's important to balance this exposure with a focus on mastering a standard or primary form of the language, especially when starting out.
That's an excellent point about balancing exposure with a focus on mastering a standard form. It seems like diversity in language practice can enhance both comprehension and adaptability. Emma, your insights have been incredibly valuable today. As a final thought, what piece of advice would you give to someone who is just beginning their journey to understand and speak a new language?
For beginners, my advice would be to approach language learning with curiosity and patience. Start with the basics and build a strong foundation in vocabulary and grammar. Practice consistently, even if it's just a few minutes a day, and immerse yourself in the language as much as possible. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, they are a natural part of the learning process and provide valuable learning opportunities. Find joy in the journey, stay motivated, and remember that every small step forward brings you closer to fluency.
Wonderful advice to wrap things up. Thank you once again, Dr. Emma, for joining us and sharing your expertise. It's been an enriching discussion. Thank you, Sarah. It's been a pleasure. And thank you to our listeners for staying with us through this extended episode of Language Unlocked. We hope you've gained valuable insights and practical tips to help you on your language learning journey. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, don't hesitate to reach out. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us bring you more content. Until next time, keep exploring, practicing, and unlocking the power of language. Goodbye for now, and thank you for listening.